Hey people, you're back with Bunky. This show contains scenes that some viewers may find familiar. Alright guys, if you don't know where you are yet, this is another gun run. I'm not stalling guys, I'm really not. A lot of my buddies are vacationing now, that's American for on holiday by the way, so unfortunately there's going to be more delays to the meme team. I'm sorry about that, I would love to crack on with them too, but you know, that's the problem. I got to have a team to do those videos. So, if the boys aren't around, I can't really get them done. But hopefully, you're all enjoying these gun runs and finding them useful as well. Because Lord knows there's a lot of guns that just go underappreciated. And I'm going to show you one of those right now. Okay, there's some great potential you got with this, but despite my friends not being around, it's you people that disappoint me. Okay, the Falcon was voted to be the subject of this video. Apparently people want to see me use it or get my advice on the weapon, but don't actually want to watch my Geth Engineer video where I did that already. Honestly, it's not a problem, to be honest guys. I do love the Geth Engineer and I really enjoy playing with this build I have for him. I get more into that in the video, go check it out. Okay, it is kind of a repeat performance here guys, because it's not asking me to do a gun that I do use was kind of redundant. Okay, guys, but what I do appreciate, guys, is that not all of you have sat and watched every single video. Okay, because there are plenty. I've got quite a library building up right now, so I'm not really not really upset about it, guys. I completely understand that you could easily miss one gun just because I've only got it on a single build, but yeah, the Falcon is in fact a gun that I do use. Okay, so you can go check out the Geth Engineer video and get basically more of the facts on why I do it. Okay, because that is more about the kit rather than the gun. So what I'm going to do for you right now is focus a lot more on the gun. Okay, so so you've got everything you need to know there, guys. You've got the Geth Engineer and why he works, and then you've got the Falcon and why it works, and then you can put one and one together and get two. Okay, you can put two and two together and get four if you like, but it's the same math, isn't it? No, but I'll tell you what. One thing that's really came out of this, because everyone was voting the Falcon, I was sitting here thinking, why is everyone doing that? Because I thought I made it clear that I do play with a lot of guns. It's worth checking out my build videos to see which guns I've done already. And then I made the discovery of YouTube tags and how they don't work. Okay, this whole time I have actually gone about carefully selecting keywords on every single one of my videos that would help people find the appropriate video through this site's and various other sites' search engine. Okay, so if you wanted to find a video where I use the Falcon, you could type Falcon, Mass Effect Falcon, into the YouTube search engine, or even my channel's little search engine thing there, and it would show you the Geth Engineer video. But I discovered that that doesn't actually work. Okay, it doesn't work. None of my keywords actually bring up any results whatsoever. You're only really seeing what's in the video description or in the video's title. So what I'm going to go ahead and start doing now is copying all those tags and putting them in the video description so you can actually search and find what you're looking for. Okay, guys. So say you wanted to see me use the Wraith. You'll be able to just type Wraith in, and hopefully you should see all the videos where I'm using the Wraith. Okay, so then you won't need to ask me to do a gun run on the Wraith, unless of course you absolutely wanted me to, because obviously in all those sort of build videos the focus is the build, and I will talk about the gun and why I want the gun on the build and stuff, but there's a lot of little hidden facts and stuff about a lot of the weapons in the game, and obviously I got more time to get into that more in these kind of videos. Okay, so it's fine. It is absolutely fine if you want me to sort of do a video where I focus on the gun, even if you've seen it on my builds before. I'll do it, guys. That's why I've gone ahead and done the Falcon. I haven't just said, oh fuck you, I'm going to go with the second highest voted one, which was the Executioner pistol, by the way. If you want to see the Executioner pistol, vote for it again, guys, and that's what will be the next one. I'll just put it out there right now. I do hate the Executioner pistol, and I'll quite happily explain my reasoning behind that if you vote for it. But the really vote for what you want to see, and I will do it for you guys. But I'm just saying there are plenty. There's a good variety of weapons in my build videos. So go ahead and have a root through them. I'm going to try and make it so that you can find exactly what you're looking for by moving stuff over to the video description, so that we can all move on. But that hasn't happened yet. So here we go again with the Geth Engineer with the Falcon. Okay, I selected a Cerberus game because I keep getting Reapers, to be honest, and that is who I fought in the Geth Engineer video, so we don't need to see that again. But I'm not. But seriously, from this point on, I'm not going to focus on the Geth Engineer kit anymore. I'm going to try and give you your fill of the Falcon. All right. See, now, the Falcon is an excellent weapon for crowd control. It really is. It fires mini grenade projectiles that you can bounce off surfaces and around corners. But for the most part, you'll want to bounce your shots off the floor just in front of your target so that it hits them in the face. This is like the most effective way to hit and kill your targets. Okay, guys. Still, as an explosive, its hitbox is actually quite massive. They'll explode upon proximity rather than direct hit. So it works to just fire around or over cover, and you can knock the enemies out of it. It's pretty cool. It also works for Guardians and their shields, which you'll see me do plenty in this gameplay. It's nifty and fun to work the ammunition through hallways and do these kind of cool trick shots, because it's something you absolutely can do with this gun. But it's the explosive element that really gives the gun its control. Now, one balance change to note, however, this was a while ago. They reduced the rate of fire of this gun from 125 to 50, making it 2.5 times slower. Yeah, that's a big hit. This would have been a huge knockback for the gun that seriously reduced its effectiveness. Definitely. See, now this, I'm sort of speculating because this was actually well before my time, mind you. Once I unlocked the Falcon, or at least got round to playing with it, it was definitely not firing any faster than I have it now. Okay, so I've never known the Falcon at that incredible rate of fire, but I have read that the gun used to be quite beast. Okay, like one of those sort of OP kind of things that a lot of people gave it credit for back in the day. But nowadays, you're going to really need like a secondary weapon to deal with big armor. Well, I say that you can just take on armor with this gun, but be prepared for a very long battle, okay, guys, because it does not do a lot of armor damage, just because you can't get a good enough sustained DPS with it because the rate of fire is so slow. It is incredibly slow. Something you just got to kind of work with. But I'll explain how you do that now. See, now, fortunately, to compensate, there was a damage buff, and there was multiple weight decreases, which really reshaped the gun into a power classes weapon. It really did. The gun is very lightweight now, and the incredible force of each shot will reliably stagger every trooper-sized enemy, so that, they can't dodge any of your power attacks. Now, as you can, or at least you will see, I think, I'm pretty sure I rocked the start of Wave 4, okay guys, but what you'll see is the Falcon is just amazing at that, alright? Hitting a single target with this thing now makes the gun look really weak, but it's incredible area of effect that makes it shine, okay guys? You can generously damage and stun multiple targets at a time, and that's what you really want to be doing to get the most out of this gun. It may, because what you have to understand is this blast radius of every shot is something pretty impressive. It may take 2 or 3 shots to drop a single basic enemy, but it will also only take 2 or 3 shots to put down a group of them. Okay, because that's the damage is in that area of effect, rather than that one sort of impact. Now, that means you can basically lock up an entire spawn with the proper controlled bursts. You really absolutely can. That's no stretch of the imagination. That's something you can absolutely do with this gun. See, now, Phantoms, honestly, can't contend with this thing. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. I'm just going to break off for a moment there to let you know that, see, what I needed to do there to get that Nemesis better was actually aim a little higher. It's a projectile, and it's a grenade projectile at that as well. So there's an arc in its trajectory, so you do need to shoot higher if you're going to try and hit an enemy at range. But let me get back to why this thing messes up Phantom. See, they want to bullshit you with their Kung FU flips, but they can't escape it, and they can't do nothing in it. Because you don't need a direct hit, it basically completely negates their mobility. So it is just an awesome Phantom killer. The team are going to love anybody with a Falcon on their team, because the Phantoms just aren't a worry anymore. Now, as a projectile with a large area of effect, you'd be a fool not to get some elemental ammo on this thing. This combination will set up multiple tech explosions, as the Falcon is pretty good at stripping shields. Actually, that's it's got no specific multiplier, but you'll just notice it in gameplay. Okay, that's my experience of it. You see the Phantom's barriers and on all the shielded enemies here in Cerberus, they're dropping quick. Okay, they're not an issue at all. See, and then once you've got that going, you and your group can just detonate a bunch of power combos and have the enemy bouncing all over the place. As I said earlier, the enemy can't retaliate to this, so mixing in this kind of crossfire just savages them. It's awesome. I think projectiles have like a guaranteed chance, or at least, next to guaranteed chance of setting off your ammo powers. So by now you should recognize why this works so well on caster kits. If you follow my Mean Team videos and called the Tech Force, you might remember me explaining how powers that do direct damage, and that's basically not damage over time exclusively, they will all detonate tech combos. See, now you've got yourself a lightweight weapon that, like this, that allows you to just sort of spam your powers, and each shot can potentially prime a whole group of enemies and prevent there being any return fire to your squishy caster. You see how it's all working out? With the right kit, you have yourself a neat little package with some awesome damage potential. Now, I am going to get back on the Geth Engineer just for a little bit here. I've got the Geth Engineer here because, like I said, this is my Geth Engineer build. No, I possess the awesome that is Overload. It deals direct damage and detonates any kind of combo in the game while also priming tech burst. So, with the right teammates, I can actually chain combos, which is pretty cool. But most importantly, it hits instantly with no travel time and also stuns multiple targets. A trooper-sized enemy just cannot do anything against this. Okay, both the Falcon projectile and the Overload hit stun and damage that enemy, and that combo with incendiary rounds creates a fire explosion, which adds great damage and stuns the enemy some more. Okay, so that enemy really is in total lockdown and is just having damage piled on top of it. Then take into consideration the area of effect of every component I just mentioned and watch it do the same to multiple enemies at a time. It's really cool. It's really, really effective. Now, this kind of arse kicking is brought to you by the Falcon's incredible lightweight, which allows me to spam Overload. And because I used to rock the Omni capacitors on this guy, actually, I don't know where my head is. The truth of the matter is I really don't need to. I'm honestly better off with the extra assault rifle damage in that gear slot. But it's also important that the mini grenades fly out as efficiently as my Overload is, okay? That's why the Geth Engineer works, guys. Or at the very least works so well. See, the Hunter mode bonuses raises both Geth fingers to that rate of fire nerf, as I got one mini grenade flying out before the enemy has recovered from the last one, and that's just stopping them from ever getting any hits back on me, because the Geth Engineer cannot take a hit. Not if you've really sort of specced into his abilities, and they're all awesome abilities. You do want to spec into them. So, he is super, super squishy. I can't afford to take a hit. And with this kind of combination, I rarely do. Okay, I absolutely rarely do. I've got some great survivability. I mean, I don't think I've dropped yet. In fact, I don't think I drop until Extraction, where I get rushed down. Because, these Dragoon pricks here, they'll stagger whenever the fuck they feel like. They are so annoying. They are ridiculously annoying. It's because they're so unpredictable. That's their problem. It's like I even though I know how they move, I know how fast they move, I know their attacks, I can never really guarantee a result with them. It's like I can hit them with Overload and they can start wailing their arms in the air because they're being electrocuted, and then I can hit them with Overload again and they'll just keep running at me, or they'll just smash me and stuff like that. I hate the Dragoons for that, because you just can't really have a game plan with them, because they're broken, essentially. I do hate the Dragoons. They are properly broken, but moving on. I want you to know that as much as I'd say it's an important part of doing well with the Falcon, with shooting quick with it, it's not a deal breaker. Anyone with the ability to detonate tech combos will be effective with this gun, simply because it does such a great job of priming them, okay? It just primes a load of tech combos for you. But preferably you would want a power that's fast and hard to dodge, something like concussive shot, incinerate, throw, shockwave, arc grenades. You get me. I don't need to go through the entire list, do I? Again, you will do a better job of stopping the enemy dodging your attacks if you're firing faster, which is why I recommend Hunter mode and Devastator mode and Marksman. Okay, Marksman's good. See, now a Falcon with multi-frags on the Destroyer is just one way to clear a room. Okay, you just go in there, firing real quick with a Falcon. You get them all set up on fire. You just fire off one load of multi-frags and everything goes bang. It's game over. That's the room done. Okay, but Marksman just lets you take stuff out. It really does. You can slap warp rounds on with Marksman for the damage and the armor debuff, and just wreck everything in a more traditional sense. It's not about getting power combos going. It's literally just about shooting stuff dead with the Falcon. It's something you can do because Marksman is, it boosts the rate of fire by like 50%. It's incredible. So that's really good. Now, I say warp rounds because that's the only... It's literally, you want elemental ammo or warp rounds. You do not want to be using armor piercing, guys, okay? Projectiles can't pierce anything. I'm going to keep saying it so people realise. Yes, there is some added armor damage, but the Falcon really doesn't do any in the first place, okay, guys? So you're wasting your time there. That's why I'm whipping out my Hurricane for the Atli. Okay, get the Hurricane out, and then that's how I'm going to take out the big armor. But I'll use a Falcon on brutes. That armor is pretty hefty, but I can still take them out quite efficiently with the Falcon and Overload combo. It's when you got massive armor like you have on the Atlases and the Scions and Praetorians and Banshees and stuff. It'll take you far too long. It just putting yourself in a really dangerous situation by fighting one enemy for so long like that. Okay, you're leaving yourself open to all sorts of aggro behind you. So literally take a second gun for armor damage. Okay, I do recommend the SMGs because you've got the high velocity barrel, so you can make them every single SMG a really efficient armor killer. But the Hurricane's just incredible. You got something like the Blood Pack Punisher, that'd be another good one. But other than that, take a lightweight shotgun. Because, like I said, this works because I'm able to spam my power so quickly. The SMG is incredibly light. In fact, my Hurricane 10, yeah, baby, it weighs nothing. So that's pretty fantastic. But you can go with something like the Wraith, okay, or the Piranha. Great backup gun to just kill off the armor targets. But no, I'm losing myself here. Where was I talking about? Oh yeah, armor piercing and not doing that. Okay, because you're not going to do any armor piercing. Yeah, don't do it with your mods either, guys. Don't bother with the armor-piercing mods. They're not going to work for you either, okay? Go with the high-caliber barrel for the damage increase and the magazine upgrade. That's all you need. That is all you need for this gun. It's all that's going to work for it. I mean, the only other mod that I would recommend at a stretch would be that the thermal scope. I think there's a thermal scope for assault rifles. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong. If I am. don't tell me I'm wrong if I'm right. But if there's a thermal scope for the assault rifles, like I think I remember, that'll be quite useful, because as I said, you can actually bounce the projectiles around the corners and stuff like that in kind of cool way. So if you can, I mean, I'm the Geth Engineer, so I got Hunter mode, I can already see around the corners, but if you weren't playing with something like Hunter mode, okay guys, you can put the thermal scope on this gun, you can see through the walls, and then you can just bounce your shots around the corner at the enemy you know is hiding there, okay, because Phantoms do love to come out and say boo, so you can surprise them in that way. So yeah. Right now, the other big survival thing I want to give a shout out to, though, is my little Geth turret there. I call my Geth Luxo, and that is Luxo Junior. He takes care of me. Pop him out into the soft cover that I plan on fighting at, and then I'm just going to get my shields and stuff like that. But as you might have seen then for that escort, I was just popping the Geth turret on our routes basically. So the whole team was going to get shields as we went along and did that mission. Fortunately, the enemy weren't too fussed on stopping us, which was pretty fantastic. But yeah, that's what you want to be doing. with the Geth turret on this guy, that's my recommendation at least. I mean, the damage specs are fantastic. Okay, it's not wrong. You will still get shields from your Geth turret, but I think you need them quite reliably to survive when you're playing with something this squishy. To be honest, as awesome as the Falcon is, like you see, I'm taking on an Atlas there. I'm going to have to switch to the Hurricane, so I don't have my crowd control there. I'm going to need the shields for backup. The Geth Engineer was the original medic. Okay, before the Volus came in and kind of made that a thing. The Geth Engineer was doing it in a more subtle and cool way a long time ago, but this is where I'm finally going to start dropping. And look, it wasn't because of those Phantoms, it was because of that damn Atlas missile, my most loathed attack in this game. The bloody fire damage got me, so no, I'm going to try and hold them back here, and Pug friend here is going to actually go ahead and nuke that spawn and save my ass, to be honest. Thank you for that, buddy. Because it's just me. It's me and J Vader with 2 pugs in this gameplay. I did have a game with J Vader and Explicit, actually, which was flawless. But it was Reapers, and I was just like, yeah, I don't want to do another Reaper game with the Geth Engineer. Let's give you Cerberus, especially since I can just wreck up the Phantoms with the Falcon. And really, the Cerberus are the best enemy faction to go against if your sort of focus is staggering. Okay, absolutely. But that's all I can tell you about the Falcon, and I've even retold stuff about the Geth Engineer. I'm going to just move on now and basically get you guys to, remind you guys to vote for the next gun you want to see in the gun run. Like I said, a lot of my buddies are away, so it's gonna be a while before I'm able to get that next meme team video rolling. So it's just going to be me and what few friends I can sort of rally to get these gun runs done for you. But yeah, go ahead if you want to see that Executioner pistol. It was a close second. Vote for it again now, guys. Vote up the comments that you agree with, add in new comments if no one's made the same suggestion already, and we'll get this going. Okay, guys, I'll go ahead and do you another gun run with a different gun. Don't know, I'm doing a lot of projectile weapons so far. I think the only one that hasn't been a projectile has been the arc pistol, which is fine. I can understand that the projectiles do change the game, and there is some tricks to learn about that. But just putting it out there, wouldn't mind working with a hit scan weapon next time. But that's just me whispering in your ears, guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Tell me what you think, and we'll keep this series going. Take care of yourself, guys.